Hello viewers, and welcome back to Time with your banker and financial advisor. It's been a long break. We just took some time off so we can rebrand, repackage, and come out with exciting topics that will be of interest to you. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back after the break. Stay glued to your seat because we have exciting topics to discuss.
What a new way to cool off and quench your thirst. And now everyone is enjoying the surprising experience of Paradise Park treated drinking water.
Hi.
Join the refreshing experience and enjoy the all-new Paradise Park treated drinking water. Paradise Park treated drinking water. Drink pure, live more. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Welcome back, viewers, and thank you for staying glued to your seat. This program is sponsored by Dole Yogurt, Paradise Water, and Securities and Exchange Commission. Dole Yogurt, Paradise Water, and Securities and Exchange Commission. Today, we'll be looking at how bank creates money. How bank creates money in the economy. If you look at the general economy, you realize that as bank takes deposits and they keep on giving out loans, the money increases, though no money is being brought into the system. When one has money, he has two options, either to keep part of his money or to spend. So if an individual in the country has money, or he's been paid his salary, he's done business transactions, he has money on his own, and he decides that he's not going to spend this money, but he wants to go and put part into an account. He wants to save, and that is what we are encouraging, the habit of saving. He wants to save. He goes to the bank. He puts that money into an account. The bank takes that money as a deposit. He has come to deposit the money with the bank. When this money is deposited, the bank then becomes a borrower of that money. He trades with this money to earn profit. At the same time, the customer who has brought this money knows that he has monies with the bank. Are we together? So you realize that if somebody comes to the bank, suppose that person earns 2,000 Ghana cedis, and he decides that he will put 500 Ghana cedis away in savings and deposits this money with the bank. The bank, in its own wisdom, will decide which part of the money to keep and which part to give as loan. And as I've already stated, it is up, the bank has to trade with this money. Because when you bring your money to the bank, you are saying that I'm loaning you this 500 Ghana cedis. Trade with it. Anytime I need my money, I'll come for it. The word is anytime I need my money, I will come for it. So anytime a customer moves to the bank to withdraw, the bank has no excuse not giving out the money to that customer. Because from the first day the customer enters the banking hall to come to deposit, he gives that money out as loan. And anytime he needs his money, that money must be paid out without excuse. And when I say without excuse, it is without excuse, unless maybe the customer also owes the bank. If the customer owes the bank, it becomes a different ballgame. You owe me, I owe you. So we'll sit down to do a set-off. But if the customer doesn't owe the bank and he comes in to deposit his money, when he comes to withdraw, we must give his money to him. So this customer comes, he deposits 500 Ghana cedis into his account. The bank has this 500 as initial deposit. It is the business of the bank to trade with money. Like the tomato seller at Mokola, her business is to trade in tomatoes. The pepper seller trades in pepper. The onion seller trades in onions. The Obronuwa seller trades in his or her wares. In the same vein, bankers also trade with money. So when you bring your money to us, we have taken it, we are going to trade with that money. It depends on how you want your money deposited. If you want your money deposited in a current account, as we have studied by previous episodes, then it's a current account. You can withdraw at any time you want. If it is a savings account, you are telling us that keep the money. I will give you notice before I withdraw. So that can be 2 weeks. It can be a month before you can withdraw. But current account, you can withdraw at any time. And that is why current accounts doesn't attract interest. But savings account, because you don't come regularly to pick out your monies from the bank, we give you interest because it gives us room to trade with that money. I hope you are getting where I'm heading towards. So if this 500 Ghana cedis is deposited with the bank takes possession of it. It sits down and then decide which portion he wants to hold on. So when the customer comes to withdraw, he can pay out of that portion. Because as I've already said, when the customer walks to the bank and demands payment, he must give his money to him in full. But let's suppose that the customer will not take all the 500 at a go. The customer is not taking all his money. He can decide to come and take it in bits, 50 cedis, 100 cedis, 30 cedis, whatever bits he wants to take it. So that is our assumption, that the customer will not come to withdraw all his money. We put the 500 into his account. Another customer comes in. He wants to borrow money from us. And because we are trading with money, we must lend that money out to him. And because we also know that our customer A, who has deposited the money, might come for some withdrawals out of that money, we want to put a portion down. So we can decide to do a 65% portion. We can decide that we'll keep 35% of that money in the account and trade with the 65%. So customer B comes to borrow money from us. He wants to go and buy a house, or he wants to go and buy a car, he wants to go and buy a motorcycle, anything he wants to buy, he's come to us. We walk him through the process of loan. If the transaction is viable, that is if indeed we want to give him that credit, we give him 65% of that 500 Ghana cedis. You realize that because the money is with us and it is in an account, if we want to give him that percentage of 65 that we have decided we are trading with, we must credit his account with that 65%. And because the money is in his account, he will have to issue a check to withdraw it. Because our assumption is that this particular customer is a current account holder. And a current account holder will definitely have a checkbook. We'll look at that later. Because now with this new era of electronic banking, most of our transactions are done through the email, through electronic, any means. Now there are apps, almost all the banks have their apps, but let's assume that this customer is using a checkbook. This customer writes a check for the 500 Ghana cedis, pays it to the furniture company. The furniture company is customer B with another bank, Bank C. I don't want to mention banks here. So when our customer A, pays the check out to customer B in, let's say, Bank Z, that money will be deposited into that customer's account. That is the furniture owner's account. Immediately, Bank Z gets hold of that money. That is the 500 Ghana cedis, less 65%, less 35%, sorry. You realize that he will also have that as a new deposit. So the 500 Ghana cedis, 65% of it becomes 325 Ghana cedis. That is what will be given out as loan to to our customer. That is what will be given out as loan to our customer. So when this 325 Ghana cedis is paid into Bank Z's account, that is the furniture owner's account, that Bank Z also has a new deposit to trade with. Then he will also decide to keep whatever percentage he wants, and I'm still using the 35-65%. The furniture owner deposits this money. His bank, Bank Z, takes 65% out, and that will be 211 Ghana cedis. 211 Ghana cedis is now available as a new deposit to be given out as loan to another customer. Another customer walks in to Bank Z. He or she also wants to take a loan, a facility. And loans are not given because you have asked for a loan. We'll do our feasibility studies, we'll do our due diligence, and we'll then ascertain whether you will be given that loan or not. If the bank is satisfied that you are somebody who can pay and gives out that money to you, that is the 211 Ghana cedis, you also use it to pay whatever you have requested the loan for. Suppose that is for the purchase of a motorbike. That motorbike seller will also take your check of 211 Ghana cedis and deposit it with his bankers. So you see, we started with 500 Ghana cedis. 35% is kept by the bank. 325 Ghana cedis was given out. From the 325 Ghana cedis, 211 Ghana cedis has been given out. 211 Ghana cedis when deposited with Bank ABD. Bank ABD customer also comes for a loan. He also puts 35% down, gives the 65% out. So you realize that we'll have 137 Ghana cedis. Another customer also comes for that 137 Ghana cedis. 65% is given out as loan, 35% is kept with the bank so that the customer can always withdraw. So you see 500 Ghana cedis, the way it is circulating in the banking system, and the way the banks are creating monies out of these single deposits. We are not even talking about interest rates. We are just saying that the bank is creating monies out of the initial deposit. So if interest rate is even calculated on each of the transactions that has been done so far, you realize that the interest rate element also will be used to create another money. Because the moment the customer begins to pay his or her loan and pays the interest on it, the interest payment element becomes a new deposit the bank will be using to trade. So 500 Ghana cedis will be broken down to different levels, always at 65% given out as loans. At the end of the day, you realize that from 137, you go to 89, you go to 58, you go to 38, you go to 25, you go to 16, you go to 10. The total summation will be over 1,400. When in actual fact, we started with 500 Ghana cedis. So should we even add interest on it? You realize that 500 Ghana cedis initial deposit alone is giving us a lot of money that is traded on the market. So you realize that in effect, it is the depositor's money that is being traded on the market, not the shareholders' money. So you see the 500 Ghana cedis that we started with is doing magic in the economy. You realize that other banks too are taking deposits and other customers too are taking loans. And in the deposit taking and giving out loans, banks increase the money stock on the market. We'll take a short break. Time with Your Banker is Financial Advisor is sponsored by Dole Yogurt, sweet, sumptuous Dole Yogurt. You can eat it at any time of the day. Paradise Pack, drink pure, live more, and Securities and Exchange Commission. Stay glued to your seat. We'll be right back.
What a new way to cool off and quench your thirst. And now everyone is enjoying the surprising experience of Paradise Park treated drinking water.
Hi.
Join the refreshing experience and enjoy the all-new Paradise Park treated drinking water. Paradise Park treated drinking water. Drink pure, live more. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Welcome back to Time with your banker and financial advisor. This program is sponsored by Paradise Water, Dole Yogurt, Securities and Exchange Commission. So far, we've been studying how the bank creates money in the economy. And we have so far learned that one deposit can generate other deposits because bank gives out loans or overdrafts out of that initial deposit it takes. And we've seen that we started with 500 Ghana cedis. We've seen that the 500 Ghana cedis, out of it we got 325, 211, 137, 89, 58, 38, 25, 16 cedis, 10, and 7 cedis. The summation of which is more than 1,400. So you see that just 500 Ghana cedis has been used to create over 1,400 Ghana cedis. And as I've already said, this calculation is without interest. So suppose interest is added on, you realize that just 500 Ghana cedis deposit has done wonders or magic in the financial industry. This should draw our attention to the fact that it is the depositors' money that the bank is trading with. And that the monies the bank trades with is not the bank's own money. We are just borrowers of that money. And we must use the money prudently. We must make sure that we are always accountable to the depositor because that is his money. But one other thing too is that because the bank takes this money or borrows it, the depositor can't come one day and say that I brought fresh 500 Ghana notes. I gave you 5 cedis notes, a pack of it, which was fresh notes. So as I'm coming to withdraw, I'm taking fresh notes. That is neither here nor there. You brought us money and it is a loan. So when you come, any denomination we give to you, please take it. Some customers enter the banking hall and when they are giving notes and coins, they begin to complain. I don't want this currency note. I don't want that note. Why are you giving me coins? Why is it that you are giving me 1 cedis? If that is what the bank has, please accept it in good faith because the money you brought is not lying there idle. We are trading with it. We'll give it to somebody. Somebody else will come and deposit something and we'll also give it to another person. So you realize that your money is not sitting there. Just like the tomato sellers wears not on the tray always. He's trading and he's buying in new stock. I hope we have understood up to this point so far because we'll get to tougher areas and that is why I want us to understand how the monies are created and have the notion that it is our money that the bank is trading with. It is our money. It is the depositors' money. Though the shareholders can start with his capital and depositors don't bring in money, there will be a problem. Stay glued to your seat next week again and listen to Time with your banker and financial advisor, sponsored by Securities and Exchange Commission, Dole Yogurt, and Paradise Water. Thank you for watching us.
What a new way to cool off and quench your thirst. And now everyone is enjoying the surprising experience of Paradise Park treated drinking water.
Hi.
Join the refreshing experience and enjoy the all-new Paradise Park treated drinking water. Paradise Park treated drinking water. Drink pure, live more. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.